trying to make the GP200 sound great with a stock IR. If you are watching my videos, you may know that I use third-party IRs most of the time, at least with the cheaper modeling units like the Nuix MG30, the Valeton, or what else do we have? The mowers. I think the stock IRs in most of these cheaper units are the weakest point. And that said, I found out one stock IR which sounded really nice in the Nuix and also one in the Valeton. So today I would like to show you a patch which I created. So yeah, hopefully you can use this patch. I would like to share it, or maybe you can copy the settings. So for that purpose, I will open the editor. Where do we have it? What is it called? It's here. And this is my sound. And here's my effects chain. Before I will show you all the settings, let me turn off the modulation and the delays. So this is the rhythm sound. Sounds really nice to me, to be honest. And as a comparison, I can show you my tone with the stock IR. With the third-party IR, sorry. So there's a third-party IR. This is the stock IR. It's not that much of a difference, although I had to adjust the amp to the sound. Okay, so let's go through the settings. I'm starting with the saturate, vintage tape saturation here in the pre-block. If you watch my high gain amp video with the GP200, I told you that I found out this adds a little bit nice, well, saturation, of course, to the high gain tones. So if I turn it off, I don't know if you can hear it, but it sounds a little bit like it's more harmonic in the maybe in the presence frequency. So I use it. Then I'm using a distortion block, which is the B boost, that works great with the amp, with this amp here at least. As you can see here, my settings. In this unit, usually I don't crank the volume to max, because it doesn't work that well. I found out with most of these distortions to keep it rather here in the middle somewhere. And Noir, I'm using a gate, as you can see here, just to eliminate the floor noise. And the amp, which is the Soldano amp model. And this is my favorite amp model here. I was scooping the mids a little bit. That is because the IR which I chose was a little bit mid-heavy. But if you want to have a more nice singing lead tone, maybe you don't need to reduce it that much. Next thing is the modulation. If you heard me playing with my XFX, you know maybe I use the widener effect a lot. That is delaying one side of the stereo panorama to have create a wider space. And unfortunately this unit doesn't have it, so I'm using the vibrato here to create a similar effect. Unfortunately it's a little bit modulating. No, sorry, it's not modulating, but it's not exactly the widener effect, but it sounds a little bit similar. So if I turn it off, you have the centered focus sound. You have these little bit of a chorusy widener sound. I like to use it. So the most important thing for this video is the stock IR which I'm using, which is the Mesa Boogie Road King. As you can see here, I'm using a high cut on this. And that is the one which sounded best to me. That said, there are other caps here, 4x12 caps which sound not that bad. At least not that bad like I'm used from other modeling units. And also of course we have here the Marshallish. So if you like these Marshallish tones, maybe you could choose that one, but I personally prefer the Road King. There's also another Mesa cap here, which is the Recto cap, I think, but yeah, it doesn't sound that nice to me. So that is the secret, if you want, the stock IR I'm using. As you can see, I don't need the EQ here. It sounds already like I want it. And the other things, so basically my bread and butter effects, I'm using a delay for leads, which is the vintage rack delay. It's modulating a little bit in the delayed signal. You can hear maybe this chorus effect on the delayed signal. You can also turn that off. If you don't like it. But the thing is, with the delay, usually it should cut off the highs of the delayed signal a little bit, or otherwise it gets in the way. If you want that for playing or something, syncopated playing, maybe you should choose a digital delay. But these vintage delays, they're usually cutting off the highs a little bit, which make them stay a little bit in the back, which is what I want for leads. And here we have the reverb, Hall reverb I'm using. So that is basically the patch with the stock IR, and it sounds really nice to me, to be honest. It's almost as good as the one with the third-party IR here. And I was creating some other patches with the stock IR, so here is the one with the 5150. That sounds really like the 5150 to me. I own the original amp. Characteristic is nailed here. Tons of gain. see the settings here. It's the same like in the other patch, at least as far as the saturation and the here the boost pedal goes. The gate should be also the same, I think. In the amp, I reduced the mids a lot and raised the treble and the presence frequencies a little bit. Maybe we can reduce the gain also, because really it has a shitload of gain. Yeah, and the other blocks, the delay, let's turn that off. And in the cap section, here is the high cut. Works also great with that unit. So what else do we have? Well, there's one other patch with the VH4, also a very nice amp model. And it has a little bit less gain here. I liked it more for like these vintage, fat vintage lead tones. By the way, I'm playing the Harley Benton Fusion 3 guitar with the Roosevelt pickups, so everything is stock here. And yeah, let's see the settings here. It's also the same like in the first sound. Here, everything is new. That's maybe the reason why it sounds so mid-heavy, because here I didn't dial out the mids. I can do that. Anyway, yeah, the vintage rack delay, the reverb, nothing different here. And what else do we have? Here we have one sound which I created with the Mesa Mark II 2C Plus, I think. And well, let's start with the first effect, of course. Saturation. Here I used a little bit more volume because this amp didn't have that much saturated gain. And as you may know, the original Mark II Plus or all these Mark amps, they have the pre-gain tone stack control here. So that means the bass, middle, and treble is located before the guitar signal is distorted. So that acts more or less like a boost, but it's not the case on this model here. Here it acts like the post-gain EQ. most amps, for example, like on the Marshall amps. So I cannot use these things to boost the amp. Of course, you can crank the gain here a little bit, and of course you get the high gain tone. And what people usually do is with the original amps, they are applying the Mesa 5-band graphic EQ, because that is the only tool you have in this amp to shape the tone. And I tried it here. If I don't use it, you have this well, mid-focus tone, which the amp has. And yeah, most people like to use maybe these kind of a V curve. It's not correct like a V here. As you can see, it does look like a V, but that sounded better to me, at least. So let's go back to the original. This sounded better to me because I had to raise these 2K fader a little bit. I set it like that. It's still okay, but it could have a little bit more in my opinion. And what else? Yeah, the modulation for the widener effect, and delay and reverb are the same like before. So they all work really well with this stock IR. So hope this helps you to get the best sound out of this unit. And yeah, as you can see, it's not you don't especially need the third-party IR if you're happy with this one, with this sound with the Road King IR. But I recommend to get some third-party IRs, because usually they give you a lot more flexibility, and with some of these it's very easy to dial in a good tone, similar like this one. But I have to say, this one is the only IR in the unit where I was happy with the result. So yeah, hope you can try these out by yourself. So please subscribe to my channel and have a nice day. Goodbye.